It's a mid-engine V8. It has a fabulous sound. It also has one of the most attractive engines which are exposed.
This to me is art.
In the McLaren, the number is 0069. It gives you a little bit of James Bond sort of vibe. I'm a 007 that just prefers the number 69.
How often do you go out and buy a car?
Someone told me you're buying cars like you're buying clothes.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Garages of the Rich and Famous. And today we have a very special garage in the heart of Mumbai. And we're going to catch up with its owner. Meet Mohit Chuganee. Mohit, thanks so much for sharing this wonderful garage. You made our Sunday morning. I mean, this is like being a kid in a candy store. What do you do for a living that allows you to have a garage like this?
Well, like I say, I'm gainfully unemployed. So basically, I founded two companies. And one was a manufacturing company, one was a service-based company. One of them was listed, one of them was unlisted. And I ended up selling both of them a few years ago. And so since then, I had time to pursue other hobbies. One of them is collecting supercars.
And the other one is collecting watches, I believe.
Yeah. That's why I've come double-wristed for this.
All right.
Give me a bit of time.
That is so cool.
So this watch is called Race to Time. You know, it has a unique number. It's a Louis Moinet.
Yeah.
And when you order the watch, you have a unique number for a unique color.
Okay.
So you won't get the red strap with this number. So my number is 69, as you will learn as you go along with the rest of the car license plate numbers.
Yes, I can see that on all the number plate.
This is actually a Breitling. What's unique about this is it's a split chronograph, which means it's got two chronographs in there. If you're timing two different races or events, you can do that and
What's
understand.
common between watches and cars for you?
If you look at a watch, you look at a car, both are a form of art. And if you see a watch, for instance, there's art in two forms. It's the visual art, which is the aesthetic, the dial and the way the casing is and the straps and everything. And then there's a mechanical art, because these watches are all mechanical watch pieces. If you see cars, you have two things. You have the aesthetic, which is the way the car looks. And you have mechanics in terms of the engine, in terms of the suspension, the handling, the steering, everything that sort of specs out a car. And it's a combination of the way it looks, the way you feel when you drive it. Of course, speed goes without saying. I'm not a super speed junkie that way, but I would say that I really enjoy acceleration. I enjoy the sound. I enjoy the feel. I enjoy the control. In fact, some of the best drives that people enjoy are drives up mountainous roads.
That's a true petrol head who's told you that he loves driving up a winding section of road, because that's what we all love, don't we? But let's take a look at his collection of cars. You have flat sixes, you have twin turbo V8s, you have a V10, you now have a hybrid.
This is the BMW M4 CS.
Yeah.
The BMW M4 by itself is nice, but because it was a CS, it was a special car and I bought it for that reason. I never thought that I would add a BMW to the collection, but then I really love the way this car is. It's full of carbon. The bonnet of the car is a carbon. Part of it is painted, part of it is exposed. The roof is carbon. You have carbon in the front
Spoilers,
spoilers.
These alloys, I think, are one of the coolest I've seen on a car. I really love
Yeah, so these are the bronze. These are bronze alloys over here. Even the inside of the car, the seats are all carbon.
Yeah.
If you put so much carbon in any of the Ferraris and Lamborghinis, you spend crores.
Yeah.
And you get all that standard in this car. The other reason is where BMW has a huge cult following.
Yeah.
And I said there must be a reason why people have this cult following, in spite of there's some people who are so crazy about it. And even there's a Ferrari over there, they say, oh, I love the BMW.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I've got to experience this car. I'm going to add this to my collection just because it's got this huge cult following. There must be something in this car.
And then when you experienced it, what was the feeling? Are you a part of that cult now?
I definitely understand why the cult exists. But what's interesting is my kids, when they saw this car, they're like, hey, Dad, that's my favorite car. They know all these cars.
Yeah.
They both said this is my favorite car. If you can see the car number, again.
69, I've seen it on most of your cars, that's 69.
Yeah, so there's a 6996, because 96 is 69 inverted. But yeah, I've got this 69 in some form or shape in each of my cars. Well, I mean, it's a lucky number, but for obvious reasons, if you expand your imagination, yeah, you'll get it. Yeah.
And then you got the GTS.
So for the first time, Porsche brought in this new platform. So they launched this thing called, in the GTS, which was an electrically assisted engine, which they called a T-hybrid.
Yeah.
Stands for turbo hybrid. There's no turbo lag, torque on demand, it's acceleration on demand.
And it's got, I think for a Porsche, it's got one of the more modern interiors that you see in Porsche cars.
Yeah. Well, this is where they changed, the key from the normal key to the button, and some of the analog dials to the digital dials, where there was a lot of controversy from Porsche lovers who were used to the traditional look. But I mean, you get used to it. These are small things. I don't think they make or break the car. It's a pretty interesting car, and I love driving the car. Yeah.
Which was your first car that you got in?
So actually, the first car I bought was a Porsche Boxster.
Okay.
Since I love convertibles, and it's a very unique car because it's a mid-engine car. The 911 is a rear-engine car.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the 718 Boxster. I think it's one of the nicest cars to drive.
Yeah, I mean the Spider, the Spider which is on that platform, is still probably the most desirable Porsche to get. Even today, I would buy that Spider.
Exactly.
So the next car that I bought, I wanted to get into, Ferrari. When you have a Porsche and all, you just think Ferrari. Okay, it's too much up there, it's too expensive, this, that, and the other. So a friend told me, actually, listen, why don't you just get a pre-owned Ferrari first, and then just feel comfortable in it, and then decide what you want to do.
Correct.
So in 2022, I bought this car actually.
Okay.
And this was the first Ferrari that I bought. If you look at the car, it's a mid-engine V8. It has a fabulous sound. It was given the Best Driver's Car award. So it drives like you really feel like you have power. And it's a V8. You can actually feel the V8. It also has one of the most attractive engines which are exposed.
Absolutely, I completely agree. This to me is art. This is the car I can understand why you bought. Just the fact that when you drive this out on Mumbai's roads, you can't believe how incredibly comfortable it is for a sports car as well.
Right. I do have a slight partiality towards the McLaren. I feel it's slightly better than all of them on all kinds of fronts.
Okay.
So firstly, I have this unique thing I do for all my cars. When I spec them, I get something that's a bit different in terms of liveries. Here you see the blue and the orange with the black, which are Formula One colors for McLaren.
Correct.
And McLaren has been winning the constructors now. They already won it for this year. They won for last year as well. So they've been doing really well. The car looks like a spaceship, right? If you look at the way it's done with the air intakes on the side and everything.
It's a visual delight.
Yeah, and it's got dihedral doors, which again are unique. People see dihedral doors and they go crazy. Some of the unique things, firstly about the car, is it's built on a carbon tub, so it's really light. And you can actually feel it. So your power to weight ratio is such that even if you don't have 800 bhp, you can still get as good of a speed as the other one.
Really precise handling.
Yeah, the steering is fantastic. It's a hydraulic steering, which again nobody else does. So the handling is very precise. It's fantastic. And the suspension on this car is fantastic. This car just takes the cake for suspension. It's super comfortable. You can even drive them on Bombay roads, which sometimes are not.
Yeah, I know. It gives you that perfect balance between the sharp handling and comfort on our roads.
Yeah, exactly. After I bought the 488, I was like, I need one naturally aspirated engine. And there's a time when naturally aspirated engines were kind of getting discontinued because of environmental reasons. I bought the car in 2023, out of the car in 2022. So I was told, okay, that these cars are going to be discontinued soon. So if you want one, the last version is going to be the Tecnica, which was the swan song for the Huracan naturally aspirated V10. I chose the red color. Everybody thinks red is for Ferrari.
I was just about to tell you that you've got the Ferrari in yellow and the Lambo in red, and I love that about it.
Yes, I always try and be different from the crowd.
Yeah, I think it's cool because normally people associate yellow with Lambo and red with Ferrari.
Right, exactly.
But this is just such a great way to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've seen, I've done a livery of bronze over here, which looks really unique. And then again, if you see the number, this has 6960. And the reason it was 60, even though I had 6969 available, is that this car was built on the 60th anniversary of Lamborghini.
Correct.
And I have a badging inside the car that says 60th anniversary.
There's something a little special about each car of yours,
exactly.
right?
If you see in the McLaren, the number is 0069. It gives you a little bit of James Bond sort of vibe. So someone said, why 0069? I said, hey, I'm a 007 that just prefers the number 69.
That's amazing.
All right, so this is the latest addition to my collection. It's the 296 GTS. It's a Spider. Again, it's a hardtop convertible. I like hardtop convertibles because when the roofs are closed, they maintain the same lines as the coupe.
And you just get better insulation as well.
Yeah. This color that I got is the launch color actually of the GTS. It's called Blue Corsa.
You've got the little bit of yellow on it at the bottom.
Yeah, so I kept the yellow as a livery and goes really well with the blue. The wheels, in fact, the rims, I did that in a gunmetal with sparkles. So it looks really unique. The seat interiors are bright red. So apparently when I was speccing this to be bright red, the salesperson was speccing the car. They said, no sir, it's too bright. I don't think it'll go well. Get the darker red. I said, no, I like things that are bright. And
it looks really good.
And it looks fantastic. And the spec is called Superman apparently when you combine blue and red. Yeah, the way Superman dresses up with his underwear on the outside.
So you enjoy speccing your cars?
I love speccing my cars. I take time to do it. I'm very critical and analytical about what options I add on a car. They have to add a lot of meaning in terms of the visual appeal or the performance, and at the same time be cost effective given our high duty structures over here.
Correct.
So it's optimized for everything.
We've seen a whole bunch of supercars here.
Yeah.
And amongst them, you have a Thar.
Right.
How did that get into your collection? I mean, that for me is stand out amongst.
So that's a pretty interesting question.
Yeah.
So during COVID, one of the places that we could go to was Goa.
Correct.
Goa was full of these red Thars. And I had no idea what those cars were. When I first got them, I'm like, what are these red cars? And I mean, I knew they were Mahindras. And someone said, hey, that's a Thar.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty interesting car. And in Goa, the whole vibe was put the top down and drive and this, that, and the other. So I was like, okay, I don't know how these Mahindra cars are. Let me look at a Jeep Wrangler. When I came back, I contacted the Jeep Wrangler guys, and they came with the Rubicon, version. And I liked the car, but unfortunately, they didn't do the smaller car. Like the two-door version was not sold in India. They only had the four-door with the back. So I said, okay, let me take the Thar out. I took it out. It was kind of a fun car. You could take the top off. I bought it. This is a convertible version.
Yeah.
I could take the top off, and I could just drive it around the place. And it was cheap, probably cost as much as a repair job in one of these cars. So I said, okay, I'll take it.
And the suspension compared to most of these?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're looking at it from a Goa perspective, although you drive it in Bombay, it's okay. And I wanted the color to be different because everybody had black and red, so I got this military green color.
I love this military green.
Yeah.
I think it really suits the Thar. Yeah.
It does. And, they didn't have too many things of options, but whatever the options they had, all of it came to a princely sum of like 27,000 rupees. So I added all possible options. And
whatever you could.
Yeah, which were officially offered by Mahindra. What I'm missing in my collection, which is also on the list, is a performance SUV.
How often do you go out and buy a car?
Someone told me you're buying cars like you're buying clothes.
Yeah. So what's been like the craziest thing you've done with one of these cars?
Well, I mean, I don't do all those donuts and those kind of things, but basically one of the things that we did, which was people thought was quite brave, we had this trip to Himachal. So we drove from Chandigarh to Manali, and then from Manali up, towards the road that goes up to Leh Ladakh and all that, right? After the Atal Tunnel.
Jispa and stuff.
Yeah, towards Jispa. So we went up to Jispa. So most people had taken like either Porsches or whatever else, right? But I said I'll take my McLaren, and there was no official McLaren support or anything. We had taken our own mechanic and flatbeds and all that. It was a 4-day trip. The car survived completely on that entire trip. Nothing happened, and it's also sensitive to the petrol, right? So we receive fuel at least 95 XP95.
Yeah.
And on the last day, we finally finished everything and we came back to Chandigarh. I was supposed to load the trucks, load the cars in Chandigarh to come back to Bombay on the flatbed. I came to the parking lot, I parked the car and I said, okay, let me go use the loo and come back. And then we'll take it over to the flatbed area. So when I came back and all that, the car just refused to start. It was in the parking lot of the hotel, but wasn't starting. Everybody else went and loaded their cars in the flatbed. Then they sent somebody from there. Turned out the fuel pump had gone, maybe because of fuel that was filled, maybe it was not correct or whatever. But happened after I parked the car and the drive was completely over. After 5 days. What timing is that,
Which is a road across the globe that you've driven on that you've really enjoyed?
One was in Kerala when we had driven from Cochin to Munnar. So towards the Munnar side, that same road that goes down to this thing, they've got this, the winding roads and not much traffic.
Yeah.
On that Munnar side. As you go closer into Kochi, then of course the traffic picks up because there are many more villages and things of that sort. But on that mountain road coming down, it's really nice.
You enjoy the autobahns, of course.
I picked up my Lamborghini in a factory delivery at the factory in Santagate.
Oh, lovely. The roads around that is beautiful.
And then what they did is they have a program by which they give you their own a factory car of the same model to drive for 4 days. You pay for that, of course.
Correct.
But you get to drive it.
So which of the engines do you enjoy the most? The NA, the straight six, flat six?
So I'll tell you the one I enjoy the most, the McLaren engine. Yeah, just because the sounds are crazy in that. Every second there's some new sound coming out.
Yeah.
With a top down, you can hear everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really because it's like a varied symphony in that.
Yeah.
And it starts at a very low, this thing. Now you're driving on a highway at a constantly high speed, which is allowing you to keep your RPM above 4,000 RPM. Then you can enjoy the Lamborghini a lot, Because the Lamborghini, if you're driving below 4,000 in RPM, there's not much sound. Above 3,500, slightly starts coming, we're accelerating. But you got to be above 4,000 to enjoy the sound. So there you got to be on a highway driving at a higher speed, so you can enjoy that. My 488 again is sound from the go.
Yeah.
So if I took that car out and I just pressed that accelerator, it's just crazy. You just feel that sound and power. When I moved to grad school, so I've always liked sports cars. When I was a kid, there were those dinky cars and all that shit. So first thing I did, so I moved from Virginia to Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. I always wanted a convertible. So I bought a pre-owned Nissan 200SX.
Oh, okay.
I love that car. It was a beautiful car. Bought a pre-owned. I was at university. I had this girlfriend who put my top down and drive all over. It's fabulous. When I graduated like a year and a half later, I bought a Nissan 240SX. It's just come out. It's been launched. It was a Nissan 240SX. I bought it in black color. Very sleek, beautiful car, sports car, this, that and the other. I bought that car. So that was the first car that I bought from my own money. Until then, my dad had been paying for my college and for my cars. Then I was transferred to work for them in Europe. So I lived in the Netherlands for a couple of years. And I took my car from the US, left-hand drive both places. So they shipped it for me. And in Europe, that car was more exotic.
Yeah.
The Nissan 240SX. So I got a lot of attention from that car. Then when I left Europe and I moved back to India to set up my business, then I sold those cars because getting all these cars was anyway a headache. Well, one of the reasons I wanted it is because it looks very different from the other supercars, the whole look.
Yeah.
So I looked at the Maserati MC20 as well, which is a beautiful car. But again, it looks very similar to all the other Italian cars in terms of the overall design language. Although I think as a car, it's probably the most beautiful design.
McLaren 750 or McLaren P1?
I think I like the 750. Maybe the new one, the W. What's it called?
W.
That's a really fantastic car. I saw it because I did a tour of the factory as well.
W1 or an F40?
I think W1.
Daytona or a Sian?
I like the Sian too because actually the Tecnica is modeled on the Sian. Some of the fronts in the front.
Yeah.
The Sian was very nice actually.
Yeah.
I think I should stick with the Daytona, I think.
European cars or an American muscle car?
European cars any day. The only American cars I like are Corvettes. I'm not into the other muscle cars because the Corvettes are a little more European looking.
Yeah. If I picked up an American car, I think I'd pick up one of those massive pickup trucks like an F-150 or something like that.
Yeah.
That would cut it for me.
The muscle cars are fun to drive.
Yeah.
I don't like the looks I prefer European looks, they're more stylish.
Correct.
But I do enjoy the drive of the muscle cars, I have to admit that.
Yes.
See the sound.
Thank you so much, Mohit, for sharing the afternoon and your cars with us. It's
my
a fabulous garage, and we'll be back when you're adding more cars to this garage.
Sure. Thank you so much.